What's going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the TUFFY TALK live show. We are excited. We are rolling, and we are rolling a little bit early here today, as you could tell by the fact that I just messed up a little bit. But you know, I was out of my flow a little bit. As again, we're usually starting at 8, but here we are at 7:37 rolling. And the biggest reason, and really basically the only reason why we're starting a little bit early is, you know, we got a game tonight. Now, you know how competitive it's going to be. We'll talk about that here for sure.
Just
but
ask Vegas.
yeah, no, exactly. Ask Vegas at 21. What's the latest line, Michael, for tonight's game?
I saw 22.
Yeah, I saw 22 this morning.
Oh, hey, well, 22 is my lucky number, y'all. I'm just saying.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, I don't know what that money line is at for State, but you know, hey, it is totally NC State. It would totally be NC State to win this game tonight. Let's be real. It would be the most NC State thing, and like it might not make sense to anybody outside of the NC State realm, but for us, it's like, I mean, I'm not shocked one bit, but you know, but
it almost behooves us not to win, but just because of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, give it to us, Greg. Though, but what's your predictions for here for tonight, real quick, man?
Look, I'm just watching because I'm a fan at this point. I have no. That's just kind of where I'm at with this. If the game involves shooting the ball, I don't like our chances.
Yep. But hey, real quick though, I forgot to mention as well is that if you've been with us before, you know the drill. But if you haven't been with us before, make sure any questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, put them in the chat, and we will get to all of them here today. But anyway, Carson, I see you rocking the Sweet 16 hat, man. Is that 2024 Sweet 16, or is that?
No, this is actually women's basketball 2022 Sweet 16.
He's checked out.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm in support of the women's team right now mainly, but still supporting the men's team when I can.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, just again, y'all. I mean, let's be real. If here, let me ask Michael. Let me ask you this question: If I gave you the option, even money, that you could either bet Duke to win the AC championship this year or the Field, who are you taking?
Duke or the Field at even money?
Even money.
Oh, I'm taking Duke. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
See, I thought you were going to swing. I thought you were going to swing the Field there, but yeah.
No, if you give me some plus money on the Field, I'd take it. But at even money, I think Duke. I mean, they're just so good. Like it's one of the best teams they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Can I throw this out there real quick?
Go for it. 3
things real quick. We are 8 of 52 from 3-pointers at Lenovo for their last 3 games. Shout out my guy Josh for pointing that out the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we're not shooting at home. We're shooting on the road. But we haven't won a true road game.
Right.
I mean, something has to give, question mark.
You hope so, but I mean
from the prompter again.
But the problem though is that also too that doesn't really help us is the fact that Duke almost blew it against a not really strong Wake Forest team. So they're going to come into this game, I think, trying to make a statement a little bit.
Wake Forest is pretty good.
Yeah, but they let Notre Dame hang around a couple weeks ago.
Wake Forest is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like Wake Forest, I think was like a 16-point underdog, something like that. So I mean, you know, I mean, Duke should have won that game handily, but I mean, it was like tied with 9 minutes left in the game. So
all I know is after I got off work, I went to the ABC store, so I have great hopes in our team tonight. Right now, I
guarantee you, Kens makes more shots.
Yes.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Every 3 we miss, I'm taking a shot.
You're gonna be hammered by the under. You'll be hammered by the under 8 mark in the first half.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just
still believe in the team.
I still root. It's just frustrating. It's just when you look at the stats, and I know we'll probably talk about the SMU game here in just a few minutes, but just on the surface, you look at all the stat lines. I don't know. Like, rebounding, turnover margin, like everything looked good in State's favor except the final score.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Yeah. Well, here's my thing too is that and this is honestly my biggest concern is that leaving the SMU game, there's really not one player that was like wow, or nice game. Like
Marcus
I mean, like
Hill.
in my opinion. Well, Marcus Hill was okay, but again, one assist, didn't really get guys involved. I mean,
one assist is great on this team.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I will shout out Paul. He deserves every shout out.
He did.
He does.
Yes, he does. It's about time he gets to play on the freaking court.
Yeah. No, I mean, just again though. I mean, we had. Let's see, counting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 12 guys play in this game, and we were combined 4 for 24 from 3. Jaden Taylor was 1 of 7 from 3, and again, just
it's just hard to have a basketball team like in today's game that just can't shoot. I mean, that's 3-pointers are so valuable, and it's. Yeah, you're just going to be not a great team if you can't shoot at least a decent percentage from 3.
Yeah.
No, you need to be around 30 to 35 at minimum.
Yeah. Well, even that, I think
that's pretty bad.
That's a big swing. Like if you shoot 35% as a team, you're a really good 3-point shooting team. Like if you shoot 30%, that's kind of like the minimum you need to be.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. But Carson, let me ask you, man, who would you say has been the most disappointing player for your expectations so far this season?
I mean, I kind of want to say Mike James, but that doesn't really count because out of the players who have been playing,
yes,
I'm going to say Michael O'Connell. I mean, I feel like he's taken a real step down from the previous year, like during that run, especially from shooting, and he's had a ton of turnovers. That just seemed way too careless. And so I'm going to say Michael O'Connell.
I just feel like I agree with that, but I just feel like they're putting so much on Michael. Like, I feel like they're trying to make Michael take charge of that entire team, and that's just not the type of guy he is. Like, they want him to control the ball. They want him to be the shooter. They want him to do all of that. So, I mean, yeah, that 3 from Virginia, I haven't seen that Michael in a hot minute, but I still got to give him credit.
He doesn't fit the point guard you need for this team. Like he was perfect for last year when you had DJ Burns and DJ Horn.
I mean, for me, it's Brandon Huntley Hatfield. I don't like his attitude. He just doesn't seem like he wants to be out there, and that's never good to have on a team.
Especially when you have when you're the center and you have to get physical all the time. Like you have to have some fire and energy if you're the center.
Like Ben Middlebrooks, love that he's a hothead. Would hate him on any other team. Love him on our team.
Yeah.
But I mean, that you just don't see that from Brandon. It's like he'll run down, he'll get a rebound if he can, but he won't like really get into it like Ben or Ismail does. And that just rubs me the wrong way because he had a lot of hype coming in this season.
Yeah. That's a true point. Yeah. I mean, I would say Brandon Huntley Hatfield. But I mean, Dontrez Styles is another one for me to bring up as well. As I mean, he's shown glimmers of hope for sure. But the fact that I mean he started to hit it in stride against FSU and Texas. I mean, FSU in particular. I mean, in my opinion, we wouldn't have beaten FSU in overtime if it wasn't for Dontrez Styles. But ever since then, he just hasn't really again hit that stride to really stand out from from his time being a Tar Heel. Just for me, it just seems a little bit like the same player, but with more minutes. But I don't know. I mean, Greg, I mean, do you think I'm being a little bit hard on Dontrez, or do you think that he's kind of fitting the mold? Because I mean, he's not shooting bad.
Well, he basically averaged 3 points in his 2 years at Carolina. So he's up to just at 9. He had just under 13 at Georgetown. So this is a guy that was always going to be a complimentary player. He's not going to be your go-to guy. So if you were looking for him to put up 15, 16 points, you were already in the wrong there. And back to O'Connell, I agree. He's a good facilitator of the ball. He's not going to shoot at a high clip. And then he's limited on the defensive side of the ball where he gets taken off the ball more times than you would hope. It's just not a great roster makeup. You were hope that the thought was that O'Connell steps up into a bigger role, that Jaden Taylor steps up. Jaden, he's a very streaky shooter. I mean, when he's on, he's really good.
So inconsistent.
Yeah, it's just streaky. And he's averaging 12.7 points a game. He had 11 the other day. But then the other day I think he had 6 or 7. It's just not, there's just not consistency, and I mean, they play hard. I will give them that. They play good to above average defense. So we're in most of these games. I feel like a broken record. We say the same thing every week. It's just coming down to one or two possessions and just not getting it done. And it's frustrating because you see that this team competes, and
you're close.
It's a bad
close in every game.
Yeah, but it's a bad ACC, so there's really I think that's just what amplifies it for me.
But then you see how we played against Texas. It's you just put add us a few points, and we could be second or third ACC easily. It's just, and I don't think it's all on the players either. I was telling Greg after the game.
Yeah.
Can we do a grind my gears thing really fast?
I think we're overdue for that.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I genuinely want to ask Kevin to his face what the purpose of us being down 10, getting within 1, and then him taking every one of those players out.
Well, I will say this, and I'm not defending any of this. They expended a lot of energy to get it down to that, and so they needed a breather. But for them to not come back even after a couple of minutes on the bench,
Marcus Hill didn't come back until a minute and a half left in the game.
Yeah, McNeil never came back.
That's not how you do it, and
And McNeil was a real problem. I mean, he got to the basket, he was missing some shots, but he followed up. He got his rebounds. He
great defense.
Free throw line.
Yeah, got to the free throw line. It just, I mean, that's a fair question. The rotation has been kind of mind-boggling all season.
It's right when they start playing well together, he brings somebody else in, and I don't understand that, but. Okay. That's grinds my gears tonight. Go Pack, beat Duke.
And I'm out.
Back at it.
I'm out.
Long time listener, first time caller.
I love it. Yeah, no, I mean, and again, I mean, I just want to remind everybody about this because I don't even have to ask the crew, but basically I know from knowing each one of us long enough, and the fact that we have said this forever ago and we are sticking to it, that there is no Kevin Keys hot seat talks for this season, y'all. It's not happening. He's going to be the head coach for next year. Mm-hmm. Now, that being said,
he's got 2 weeks.
Oh, he goes into next year on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I agree. No, I agree. Because it's definitely shaping up. First of all, I mean,
is it 28 or 29
that we have our contract till?
I think it's 29 because he got that 2 years.
29.
Yeah, I thought it was 29.
So that's the problem. But I mean, I will say, Greg, though, once again,
2 years.
I know.
Well,
but again, Greg, I mean, if he doesn't make, right now is shaping up, he's definitely, unless he has a crazy run, he's not making the NCAA tournament. And I mean, he definitely has a chance.
He might not make the ACC tournament.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He might not even make the ACC tournament. So for next year, if it's more the same for next year, then I mean, but yeah, Michael, go ahead. What were we going to say?
Well, I think after next year, you're still in the same spot contract wise, years left then, because if he would have gotten bought out after last year, then that would have been 25 and 26. And then if he's here for 25, 26, yeah. So it's about the same. I was just doing the math.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I don't think it would be crazy to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not here's the thing. He's definitely not going anywhere next year because, or, after this season, excuse me, I'll say it that way. It would look so bad on the administration that you fire the guy after he takes you to the Final Four. Just correct. The optics would just be horrendous.
Terrible. Mm-hmm.
And look, it's been a wild ride. You make it 1 year, you don't make it, you make it, you don't make it, you make a Final Four. Actually, wait, you made it, got bounced, made it to a Final Four. Probably won't make it this year. It's been inconsistent. I mean, that's a fair argument, a fair discussion to have. You just can't fire the guy after he goes to the Final Four. You can't.
I feel like he has a year or maybe possibly two, like, cushion after making it to the Final Four.
And here's the other thing I'm going to say. He's going to have probably a 75% roster turnover next year into next season.
Easily.
Easily. I mean, you can see where everyone leaves. That's not even unthinkable, as crazy as it may sound.
I think at a minimum you'll have 6 spots, possibly 7, and that's nobody transferring out. That's still his eligibility, which there will be a couple of those because there always is. So you're probably looking at
I think 8 to 9 people next year.
Yeah, anywhere from 7 to 9. Marcus Hill has a JUCO year that possibly he could get back, so he could come back. So it's
I honestly see 8 to 9 spots next year that we'll be replacing, and I don't think I think it's an easy case to make. So now it goes back to
that's the worst thing.
No, and right, and we kind of talked about that in the past. So kind of where I was going with that is, you can turn this thing right back over.
Yeah,
and if that happens, then this is where roster evaluation comes it becomes so critical. It's roster management, and then roster management with your NIL budget. And at the end of the day, then you still have to go coach the guys. You got to coach them up and make things happen. It's just the world we live in now. We don't have that luxury of holding on guys like some of these other bigger programs are doing.
Do y'all think that if James was playing, it would be a different team?
Yeah, I mean, people slide down a spot, that are getting more minutes. I think, again, if you're getting the James that you thought you were going to get, right? If he were to average out what he was averaging out, I think,
you're not top 4 in the ACC at this point, but you're probably, still right on the competing for an NCAA.
I think you're probably 5-3 in the ACC at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe you pick up one extra out of conference loss in one of those tournaments that we played in. I still think you're on the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
I think the shooting is definitely better, which would help the team greatly, because we don't have that standout shooter this year. I mean, last year it was DJ Horn. 2 years ago it was Jarkel and Baby T. And so this year we just don't have that, and we don't really have that DJ Burns guy that we can lean on as well. Brandon Hunley Hatfield hasn't been that.
That's a good point.
Doof has been better than Hatfield in my personal opinion. He's been more aggressive. So, I don't get the lineup. I don't get anything. I think Breon deserves a chance to start, in my personal opinion. Breon's been, quote, our best shooter, arguably, other than Marcus, all season. So, and he's waited his turn. That man's a loyal man. Give him a starting spot.
to the point of Mike James, 12.6 points a game last year. If he's anywhere around that, plus or minus 2, that drastically changes, the outlook. You got guys that are a little bit fresher coming off the bench, can give you more potentially. There's just, a lot of unknowns, but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Everybody down, right? Marcus Hill is now you're not your leading scorer,
right?
Jaden Taylor kind of fills back into that role he played at the end of last year, just as your 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
And
no, 100%. I want to get to some comments here real quick, and then we'll wrap it up and go some tweets of the week. First of all, Rusty, give a shout out to Greg. Thank you for this awesome ticket giveaway to the Play for K game. It's a thoughtful thing to do. You're the man, Greg. No shocker there. And Rusty even backing that up, saying Ben Middlebrook does some crazy stuff. I'll give him credit. The guy hustles all the time.
Yeah.
He's either going to be pissed off, turn it over, or he's going to make a hell of a rebound. It's one of those.
He's just a grinder. He's a grit guy that you want on your team. You know, he may not give you all the flashy stats, but he just gets shit done. Pardon my language. I don't know why I just said that, but
I mean, it's true. He's a hothead. I love having hotheads.
no, he's a good. I mean, he's a guy you want. He's a scrapper. You want someone that's going to scrap and stick up and fight for his team.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Billy Moss saying, do you think that Keats will ever see the light and realize that the style of play that he wants to play won't work at this level?
Well,
Carson, or Michael, go ahead, give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that a lot, that like his style of play doesn't work, but like he won an ACC championship and went to a Final Four. I mean, if he gets the right players and the right talent, it works. But that's always been in my opinion, the biggest issue for Keats is he doesn't recruit it enough at a high enough level that fits his system.
Yeah.
But does he? So then now we're going to get back into this discussion real quick. Does he not recruit at an high enough level because we don't have the NIL budget to support it?
No.
Or you know what I mean? So you can make the argument there, right?
I think it's a little bit above.
Of course.
God, don't ask state fans to give money now. You'll hear all of them say, "Why would I give when we can't win a game?"
Mhm.
That's the reason you give.
That's
guys.
why you should.
That's the exact reason you give money.
Well,
But
and yeah, we can definitely keep going, circle back around on that thing. But Greg, give me your final thought, and then we want to move on.
Back to this. I think look, if we play a really good half court defense, I think we're really, really strong, and that's what you saw us do in that run last year. Was we locked down on the half court defense, locked down shooting percentages. I think there's a time and a place for the full court press. I just don't like doing it all game. But if you're trying to get back into a game, I can see it or mix it in every now and then. I feel like we do run it too much and we give up a lot of easy baskets.
Yeah.
Very true.
I think they've been better about picking and choosing when to use it this year, though, because and the defense kind of reflects that.
Mm-hmm. I totally
agree. Defense has been great this year.
Above average.
I mean,
there's been games.
You don't have two consistent halves, but you haven't had that with State in a long time.
Right.
But
Virginia Tech come to mind.
You're not gonna win games.
But that SMU game. SMU is number one offense in the ACC. They were like, I think 84 points per game, and we held them to 63, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
You just can't generate offense.
Can't shoot.
Yeah.
Can't shoot worth a darn.
The only issue.
I told you if we didn't have to shoot, we'd be really good.
Yeah.
But that goes to the point, right? If you know you're not a good 3-point shooting, why do we keep putting them up, right? Like, you always, they're, and again, I don't know if it's a great.
Well, what was that stat? What was that stat? 8 of what?
8 of 53.
52. Chill
52.
out.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Over the last
just
3
at home.
games.
Three home.
I mean,
games.
that's only 17 per game. That's not a huge amount. So it's like I do think they can sometimes realize that, but like I said, you can't win by just shooting twos. You have to be able to make some threes.
Honestly, if I were a defense, I would just play zone against us all damn game. Like make you shoot out of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you would do anything else. Like prove that you can make baskets, and then I'll go to something else. But you saw that they were playing zone against us, and we just were shooting up threes early on Saturday, and thankfully we kind of they got out of it for whatever reason. Then we started getting to the basket a little bit better in the second half, but
frustrating. And I mean, Tracy even says, where's the leadership, on the court kind of deal. I mean, just kind of like just like we were talking about, like who's the guy, who's the guy running the show, and even though Marcus Hill's been our best player, we haven't seen the leadership side, of him kind of taking over from a interest. But again, that's there's much bigger issues than just where's the leadership.
I think Breon has the potential to be the leader if he got actual.
I know,
time.
which again,
thank you, Carson. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. And last thing, Jay saying Keats didn't get the NIL support even after the Final Four run. That went to football. He's a good coach. We just have to support him. To be determined, for sure.
I mean, as much as he frustrates you, to Michael's point, he took us and got us an ACC championship that hadn't been done in almost 30 years and took us to a Final Four, which hadn't been done in 40.
But also, too, Mike Norvell took Florida State to an undefeated season, ACC, 11-1 ACC championship.
Apples and oranges.
Come to find out, maybe Jordan Travis had a lot more to do with it than we actually thought. And so that's my concern right now. Is
okay. So what you're just saying is you can win without coaching if you've got good enough players.
Right. I think that's what I think that goes back to he has to find guys that fit his system. And that's hard to do, but that's part of the job, and that's just as important as the X's and O's part on the court.
Agreed. But I'm just saying that we can't. At some point, we have to say
chicken or egg.
At some point we gotta say, all right, it's been long enough for us to give you time to try and find the next guy that fits your system. At some point, you have to draw that line.
But the problem
especially because of the fact right now that UNC is rolling right now. Again, we're saying if there's a time,
I don't think they're rolling.
Rolling backwards. Yeah.
Okay,
backwards.
gotcha. Okay. I don't think they're ready to fire Hubert.
No, they're in a spin cycle right now, man. They are spiraling right now.
And that sucks because I can't even talk crap because we're just as bad, if not worse. So
we're worse.
We're worse.
No, we're 2 points worse. Chill out.
So I think the other point too is you're getting you get a DJ Byrne, you get a DJ Horn you only had for 1 year, but you get DJ Byrne, you get DJ Burns, you get him for 2 years. The problem is you're finding these guys that fit your system, but you have them for just a short amount of time. And it's really hard, right? And so to the point is you're hoping some of these freshmen that you bring in, the Parker brothers, I know they're not related, but McNeil and these guys that you bring them as freshmen, you hope that you can develop them, and then that way then you can bring in a guy with 1 or 2 years to kind of just supplement what you have on a roster. And that's kind of what you have to do in this new age of NIL transfer portal is you have to find a glue, like a baseline, if you will, and then build on that. And we haven't gotten that part figured out yet. The right
absolutely.
mix.
Yeah. And last thing, and then I want to move on since week's Tracy saying, agree with Greg. If we don't make threes, why shoot? If the players want to take the threes, the players should be out there practice shooting all the time when not in practice. I mean, it just goes into the question of, why can't we lock it in? Like, it's just frustrating. All these guys, and we can't find one decent 3-point shooter. It's frustrating.
Let's talk about a winner.
Let's talk about a winner. Let's change it up here a little bit. So let's jump on over to some tweets of the week here, y'all. All right. Speaking of winners, first and foremost here, y'all, let's talk some baseball, but let's more specifically talk a little bit of sadness, which is R.I.P. to the Block S. Just rest in peace. It will be missed. It is gone forever. No, but it just that was honestly the first thing which a lot of fans capture, which I think was hilarious, is that when In-State Baseball came out with this tweet with the picture of all the different baseball hats for this year, that not a single one of them is the Block S. That was the first thing fans noticed, which I think is great. But I mean, first of all, the second one from the right on the screen, where it's the white and red only Tuffy logo.
It's actually cream.
Cream? Yeah, I like that. I
got the jersey on Saturday for it. It's
there. Of course. No shocker there.
No, it's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But Carson, real quick, which one's your favorite hat on this shelf here?
I got to go with second to left, the camo one. That's always my favorite.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, no, again, hey, and we'll talk a little bit more about it here, but again, we are knocking on the door of baseball, baby, and it is a good thing. And here we'll touch on the other tweet of the week here, which is that Baseball America came out, put In-State number 16 in the country, which I think is, a fair ranking for sure. Basically borderline, hosting a regional, which I think is fair.
That is a regional.
Well, yeah, but like basically right on the back end. So like borderline is what I was saying. So
well, no, this is no. So this would be regionals plus super regional. Like, it's not even like you'd be a top 16 seed.
Right, which means that you're the last
The
team
last
to host the
the
regional.
last regional. Yeah, sorry, not super regional. My apologies. Yeah.
Get top 8 hosts.
So anyway, as I was
Sorry.
saying,
I'm so sorry.
Clayton's a baseball guy here, Greg. Come on.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
seriously. Of the two of us here, Greg, come on now. No. Yeah. But I mean, obviously all of us State fans here for sure are easily saying that, listen, if you can find any kind of hitting whatsoever with this team, just go ahead and expect higher than 16 by the end of the season. So but Greg, I know you love digging through these things a little bit here, man. With the Baseball America rankings, where I know we tore apart the other two rankings. Were there any?
No, just perfect game. Just perfect game.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Baseball America, were they on your?
They're on.
track
They're
list?
on. Yeah. So we had 113, 2 16s, and then the 36 or whatever.
36.
I don't even
That's
know
great.
what they were talking. No, I'm good. Honestly, I'm good anywhere in the 12 to 18 range. I think you're right. You're right there. And we talk about preseason rankings. They're just kind of fun to, kind of put out a measuring stick. You had, preseason college football, you had Florida State, number 2 or 3, 4, whatever they were. And, it's fine. Well, you just go out and just go out and prove it. I mean, at the end of the day, and I think the only reason you're getting 16 is the hitting question is how does that going to play out?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, but again, just knocking on the door here, excited for it. And this is the other one here too for you, Greg, as well as the first jersey. And help me out here, Greg. Is there something different about this jersey? I couldn't really tell.
They haven't had this. This is new.
Is it?
Yeah, so they have the wolf on the sleeve here. That's new this year with both of the jerseys.
Okay.
They have the wolf on the sleeve, and then this is a 2-button jersey where the other ones were full button downs.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes more sense. Cool. Yeah. So again, excited here for it, and we'll have a Pac-9 preview here. And who's barking?
I think that's Michael's.
No, is that Michael? All right, we'll mute Michael real quick. But anyway, so again, we'll do a Pac-9 preview here. Actually, probably either this week or next week. So make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yep.
But speaking of another winner, though, I got to give a shout out to my team here, which is NC State Gymnastics, who is just getting better and better and better, and which I gotta say once again that NC State Gymnastics is one of those sports that if you're not following gymnastics yet, you need to, for sure. Definitely just a team that is consistently getting better and better each year. I mean, Coach Kim Landers, is obviously doing phenomenal stuff with this program. And even the fact that UNC Gymnastics, which I think is hilarious, that their Instagram I guess take a step back here for a second. NC State and UNC went against each other in gymnastics meet here on Friday night at Carmichael, and so at UNC. And all UNC Instagram could brag about is we got our highest season score of 195.925. Isn't that amazing? We got our highest score of the season. And you lost by over 0.4 of a point. So just saying, obviously you're not gonna throw it out there, which again, I get it. It's cool, but I'm just saying we kind of spanked y'all. So with our season high score, again, but I mean, already kind of, in my opinion, being in mid-season form, and you're still pretty early in the season here. So again, very, very excited for this team. I think that even though they're going to have a hard time this year in the ACC with the addition of Cal and Stanford, specifically more of Cal's.
Cal's number 7, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I mean Cal's is by far a top 8 gymnastics program in the country year after year. But hey, listen, for NC State, just go be competitive. Go make them sweat a little bit. That's all we can do. So
that's the kind of competition you want. You don't want it makes you better.
Absolutely.
Season to go now for gymnastics is
you
haven't really had that competition to go against where it's like best of the best.
No, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. But Greg, let's talk about another winner here that I know you love all too well, NC State women's basketball, man.
Love them. They are the reason I'm happy. Screw every other team. Other like football and basketball is what I'm talking about. Not any sport.
I love it. Well, but Greg, here's my thing. Once again, I'm sitting here saying I love it. This it is such a beautiful thing when your main four, Zoe Brooks, Madison Hayes, Sanaya Rivers, and Isaiah James are feeling it, man. It is so good. But once again, I'm just sweating because we just cannot get consistency in the 5. I'm like, oh my God. Like, if we want to have that ceiling, that's what we got to have. But I mean, maybe we can squeak by. Right now, all 4 of those players right now are playing their best basketball right now, and they are flowing with each other right now.
And we're getting better in the 5. Honestly, I think Tilda and
I love Tilda, but
I think they're getting better and better each game. Like they're not a Kunane or a Baldwin, but they're getting better each game that we play.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I thought they went 2-0 last week, having to come back down 10 at the half against Syracuse. I still think playing in that dome with nobody there, that's probably not an easy thing to do, to shoot behind that backdrop. But they locked down in the second half and did a really nice job outscoring Syracuse. Ended up winning by 8. The score was definitely closer than it was at the end, with Syracuse's coach getting teed up and made some free throws. So did a nice job there. And then you just came back last night, and I know Carson, this was something that he has been tracking with, having lost 4 in a row to Virginia Tech and kind of getting that monkey off your back and just dominating them. It could have been worse. We ended up putting our second teamers in there, and they did a nice job. But, Virginia Tech kind of made a little run at the end to get it under 30, but we could have easily won that game by 30. And so you got out to a really hot start. I think it was like 15-6 at the first time out.
Yeah.
And, I think Isaiah at one point had like more points than Virginia Tech, like late in the first half. And they shot 75% from like 3-pointers. Like everything was just clicking. It was a really good game. Your only negative was just the free throw shooting. That kind of came back and reared its ugly head. But man, you'll take that performance every day.
You got to shout out Sanaya for that 1,000 points.
We have that tweet on
Kins.
You also got to shout out Zoe Brooks for currently leading the team in assists.
Dude, she was throwing some passes last night.
She was killing it.
The girls made some nice layups too. Like not only were the passes good, but the finishes were almost even better in some of those cases.
The reason I bring up Zoe leading the team in assists being so big is that Sanaya, Isaiah, and Madison are all seniors right now. There's no juniors on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so next year, this could very well be like Zoe's team. And so the fact that she's already getting used to getting all these players involved, big for Zoe Brooks.
And she gives off the leadership vibes too. Like I feel like our team is in great hands when our seniors leave and Zoe steps up. I mean, you can see her already. Like she's one of the youngest girls is the youngest girl in our starting, and she's out there hyping them up, getting their heads up, all kinds of stuff. I just think she's a built-in leader that you want to have on a team, and Wes always finds those girls.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a huge shout out, to Sanaya Rivers, 1,000 career points. But I mean, honestly, the player which I'm so excited about the most, Madison Hayes, like, because I've always been a big fan of hers. I've always been a big fan of her style, but I just want her to be a more focal point of the team, consistently. She would have her games for sure, but just sometimes she would just go absolutely quiet. But she's been consistently effective on both sides of the court. I mean the her being able to take contact and still finish with the basket, get an and one, things like that. Love seeing those plays against Virginia Tech. And again, I mean, like everything right now this season is for the most part going to plan right now. I mean, right now women's basketball is taking care of business, which right now with this part of the schedule, that's what you got to do. Now it's going to get tougher here within the next week or two here. But right now NC State is competing for a top 4 seed in the ACC, which is exactly where we want to be.
Yeah.
So
to your point, go ahead, Carson.
I didn't say anything.
That was me.
Oh, was that Michael?
No, I was gonna say, I think
Sorry.
like with the schedule coming up in February, like there's opportunity. It's a tough schedule, but if you can survive that and really come out ahead of that, you're not just a top 4 seed in the ACC. You're looking at like a top 4 overall seed going into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're
I think-
undefeated at home right now, so
Yeah, I think they were showing last night we were sitting at a 5 seed, but Alabama had lost, so that probably put us back on a 4 line. But if you make a good run, you could probably get up to a 3, depending on how it all shakes out in the last couple of games. But real quick, back to your point, Leighton. Maddie had been averaging a double-double the last 3 games going into last night, and she only got 6 rebounds, but she played 10 minutes less than she had been averaging. So you figure over those last 10 minutes, she probably could have gotten 3 or 4 rebounds easily. So she's just really stepped up in the last couple of weeks, and I think that's going to be a thing that you need. She's kind of the in between, the upper level of the team and then the lower level. She's like that middle tier person that you just need because she just does everything really well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, real quick, kind of looking at the ACC in general right now. It still seems to be the Notre Dame show for sure. Which they're number 3 in the country right now. They're tough out, but you knew that going into the season.
Shout out FSU
for what? Beating UNC? That's right. Yeah, I saw that. That was a crazy finish.
Yeah,
that was a crazy finish. At UNC too. Love that. Yeah. No, but. Speaking of though too here, so on Thursday night we go to Wake Forest, who right now is last place in the ACC. So, but those are the games though that make me sweat though.
Syracuse was at the bottom.
Right on
I mean,
I know,
and we struggled with Pitt too a little.
But it's Wake Forest. Wake Forest always has our number in any sport. It drives me insane.
Yeah.
Every time they play us in every sport, it's like some weird voodoo
I get
magic
stressed
happens.
out every time. I hate it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, it may look like a short skinny opponent that we're going against here on Thursday, but let's go ahead and just knock them out of the park from the opening jump, and let's get this game well in hand. Don't go into it, with your hands by your side. Get your fists up and ready to go. And let's go ahead and take care of this business here real quick.
What's frustrating is too that this team should and could be undefeated in ACC play. Like they should have really beat Cal. Like they just kind of just didn't hit a couple shots at the end, and they could easily be 8-0. But the nice thing is we have Notre Dame at home, which again, the rumor is ESPN College Women's Game Day is going to be at Reynolds for that game.
So it's going to be lit as heck.
Reynolds is going to be louder than it.
Yeah.
Now. So.
And then you have Duke. I believe that's at
Play for K.
Oh, that's at home too. That's at home. That's the Play for K game. Yeah. So you have the 2 hardest games, and then you have Carolina at Carolina. But do we have FSU still? I think we still have FSU.
We do.
FSU is away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
FSU.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech is away.
Okay. Yeah. And Georgia Tech's kind of been stumbling a little bit of late, but they're still a good team.
That game where we played Georgia Tech last year, where they could not miss, that was just crazy. Where they made that buzzer beater to send it to overtime.
Yep, I remember watching that in Hawaii. I watched it at like 10 o'clock in the morning out in Hawaii, and I was like, "These women cannot miss." It was driving me crazy.
It
was an Airbnb. If it wasn't for an Airbnb, I would have thrown something at the TV. It was so frustrating.
They were shooting like 70%, like deep into the third quarter at least.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I'm like, if Georgia Tech was not in the ACC or the SEC, they would be like top 3 in their conference.
But here's my other thing as well, and I know it's like, at the end of the day, I mean, we've talked about it before, and there's nothing we could do about it. It's not going to change. She's not coming back this season. But could you imagine how good we'd be right now if we had Caitlin Weimer? I'm just saying, I'm just licking my chops, being like, man, what could have been? This team would have been so good.
I mean, there's no guarantee. UC.
Sure.
I mean, you would have thought that she would have. I mean, I think she definitely would have helped.
Big time.
But I don't know how good that would have played out. You know what I mean?
I think that's like a Mike James type of scenario. Like, you're going in thinking what you could have. Then
But then, like, what kind of development does Trigger get?
Trigger. Yep, total Trigger. You said it. But again, I mean, like, just I mean, she was a routine, 12 point, 10 rebound player. And I mean, so just even having a somewhat respectable force, on the inside, just to draw off the defenders a little bit off of Isaiah and our main four, just that could have been a huge difference, especially like you were saying in the Cal, but specifically the TCU match as well, thinking back at that one, which I mean, obviously at the time, that looked like a bad loss, but that's the furthest thing from a bad loss now at this point. So
I mean, we have 4 losses, and all 4 losses are against top 20, 25 teams. It's crazy, but I think that's what I really like about the way Coach Moore does his schedules. Like he prepares them. You go out and play a South Carolina. That's okay if you go get an early loss in the season, a TCU on the road. Because again, if you go lose a road game like that, it's not going to penalize you, and so it's just really smart scheduling, especially early in the season.
Plus, I feel like if you book South Carolina later in the season, I feel like that could definitely destroy some confidence going into the postseason too easily. I mean, playing the South Carolina team when they're fully developed, even though they're top tier right now, but at the end of the season, I feel like it'd be a way harder matchup.
Well, we were talking. Go ahead, Leighton.
Well, I mean, the one thing I'll say is, I mean, especially again with how our team is built, it just, I mean, as we saw in the South Carolina game, we're just, we just don't really match well with them. But go ahead, Greg. What were you saying?
No, we were just talking about the 5 or the 4/5 because the way we run our offense, it's more of just a one interior post type person,
1 in 4 out. Yep.
Yeah, but we held their big 8 points under her average. Like we did a really good job yesterday of holding Virginia Tech players under their average. Like I said, that. If we'd have stayed our starters in, they wouldn't have broke 50, maybe not even 45. And so that was just a really good performance all around by the women. And you saw us be able to go deep into the bench and just do some things. And we shot the ball. Like we only shot 4 of 10 from 3, but like we were hitting every other aspect of it. We shot almost 57% for the game. Like it was just a really, really good performance.
And here's one thing too, which I'll throw in there as well. And this is also too because I have the tickets for the whole ACC women's tournament. But we have ACC women's has 7 teams right now in the top 25. They have 9 teams that have 6 losses or less overall. Which I mean, so I mean, like it's going to be a very competitive tournament. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, and then if you go back last point on the game, like to that point, they had Virginia Tech, they had them as the last 4 in. And so that kind of just, if you look at how everything plays out, that's what you're looking for, teams getting in. It could be an 8-9 team league when it comes down to bids for the tournament easily.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm glad it makes up for our guys, honestly. Because ACC men's are not doing much this year.
Heck no. Yeah. Heck no. But again, and that's why I'm thrilled that the ACC women's tournament's here in Greensboro, and then men's is I don't even know where, but not in Greensboro.
I think it's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlotte. Okay, man. The closest it's been in a couple of years, and we might not even make it. That's
I'm just thankful the one year it was in my backyard that we won it. Like honestly, that was.
You'll take it.
I couldn't have done that. Yeah, because it's. I mean, for me, like I want to go, and it's like when you go to these tournaments. Like, do you book the whole tournament? No, probably not this year. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing hotels and driving down. Like, am I going to drive 6 hours for a potential one and done? I don't know. Like,
right.
In that case, if I'm going to hedge my bets, I'm like, I'll probably go see the women play. Because I only got to go to the championship game last year, and unfortunately lost to Notre Dame. But if I'm going to go travel, that's probably where I'm going to go.
Yeah. Nope. Which makes complete sense. So. But so yeah, y'all, again, if you haven't already, make sure to go and get your tickets while you can. It's at Greensboro Coliseum.
When is that? You have the dates already?
I did, but not up right now. But
I'll look it up later. Yeah, because I know that's the other promise thing. Now you have it merges into other sports with baseball, and it's like where do you go spend your time?
I want to say
I gotta say, Carson,
March 3rd.
March 3rd.
The guys ends.
Okay, the women are first, right?
Women are first.
Yeah.
The week before. Yeah, probably March 3rd that week.
Sounds pretty accurate. Yeah, that's probably it. March 8th.
Yep.
All right.
Well, but speaking of calendars, though, speaking of schedules, let's jump into another one and a different sport actually here NC State football, which the rest of the schedule actually is supposed to be released here in 30 minutes, right? So, so
For football.
what were you saying, Kens?
I'm so excited for football. I love football season. I mean, obviously not after this much after this past season, but I just love football. So
I mean, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, again, I'm just, let's put it this way: fool me once, shame on.
Just like the Panthers. The Panthers are going to kick ass this year too. We're fine.
Yes.
That's the hope.
We got Bama Bryce back. We're not losing another game.
Jeez, here we go.
Hey, the Commanders will trade you Jaden Daniels for Bryce Young and 4 first-round picks if you want. So
perfect. I'm keeping Bryce.
Oh man, I don't know about that. But jumping into it though, so the games that we do know as of right now, and again, we'll do a whole schedule breakdown next week on the live show. But right now, ECU Thursday night game on August 28th. I don't see it. Was there a time slot? I mean, if it's Thursday, it's gonna be a 7 or 8.
7:30, I would imagine.
Yeah, 7:30 game.
I would imagine 7:30.
Yep. So that's going to be, there's going to be a lot of purple there, for sure.
Too many dang Thursday night games just in the beginning of the season.
I know.
Well, we get all the revenge games first.
Yeah,
that's true. Go ahead and knock them out. Yeah, because you got at Wake Forest September 11th. So week 2. So second game at Wake Forest, and then
week 3. Yeah, because of
the non-conference game versus Virginia.
Yeah,
September 6th.
3 ACC game, or 2 ACC games, but only 1 being an ACC game.
And then you have Virginia. You have Virginia in between ECU and Wake.
Right. And then you have Wake, and then you have Duke. I think the following week.
Yeah. Here's a prediction for me. So Virginia or Virginia Tech, whichever one of those is a night game, is going to be the blackout. Or if they're both night games, Virginia will be a blackout.
Yeah,
I don't think Virginia is a night game.
Yeah, I'm just saying if it is one, I think it's the blackout.
Yeah,
they're not going to make ECU a blackout since it's the opening game,
and it's going to be 1,000 degrees.
Yeah,
even at night.
Which I mean, it is definitely going to be a very interesting schedule. The way it should work out here. I mean, because I think I saw that we don't leave the state of North Carolina until like October 11th or something like that. That's the report I heard.
Well, we don't until at least October 11th, because we don't know who we're playing October 11th.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm curious, is there going to be any more Thursday night games? I mean, you literally have 2 in the first 3 weeks of the season. Shouldn't
be.
That's a lot of
typically more and more teams now. They got to have more weeknight games because of more teams.
Right.
That's true.
People are going to be. I mean, at least it's syllabus week going through those. Those first 3 weeks are usually like not important for class. So no one's going to be there anyway.
No, but I have to travel, so that's a lot of leave I have to take.
Well, student-wise, the student section should be allowed.
Which I mean, the road schedule is a very interesting one. Going to Wake Forest, to Duke, to Miami, to Pitt, to Notre Dame. Now, the one question which I want to ask, and I want to see if any of y'all know this. When's the last time we've beaten Miami at Miami?
I think Russell Wilson was the quarterback.
Did Russell beat Miami?
I got no clue.
I don't know if we have.
Or maybe that game was in Raleigh.
I don't think we've ever beat Miami at Miami.
That's what I was thinking.
We haven't played them that much.
We've only played them like 3 times there.
Yeah. So and I don't think we ever have.
I would be just speculating, but I don't feel like we have.
Yeah, I'm looking it up actually right now here.
In fact, I think we've only beat them
we've beat them 6 times. We've lost 11 times, and we tied 1 time.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? Actually, nope, we did. We beat Miami at Miami in 2007, 19-16 overtime.
I don't remember it.
2007. So you're right. That was the year before Russ, wasn't it?
That was I think that was when Russell was a redshirt freshman and didn't play.
Correct. So that was Daniel Evans last year, or his last year that he started for us. So
the great
Daniel Evans. Hey, I funny story though about Daniel Evans is actually when I was a football equipment manager there, he came in to the equipment room while the students were working and was talking to Smoke, shout out to Smoke, assistant head equipment manager, and I walked past him and he like actually stops me just to go and just to shake my hand. He goes, "Hey, I'm Daniel Evans." And I'm like, "Oh, I know who you are. I can't miss you, man. Like you like you're the skin color. You look super tan, but I know that's of his family history for sure. And I mean like the hair, like there's nobody like Daniel Evans is completely like stands out above the rest for sure in terms of how he looks. So I knew exactly who he was from the moment he walked in the door. So but yeah, no, hey, I'll still remember my favorite game of all time that I watched him play was Boston College in 2006, I believe it was, where it was the Hail Mary last play at Carter Finley Stadium. Man, that was a fun one. And that was a famous one where Chuck Amato was saying, "You look like Phillip Rivers out there. I hate using the name Phillip Rivers, but he just really reminded me of Phillip Rivers tonight." And I'm like, easy there, Chuck.
All right.
Easy,
you should have smoked 2 cigarettes before you said that to get that real Chuck raspy voice.
I know, seriously. No, but love Chuck. Love Chuck.
Yeah. Anything else you got there for tweets?
Not for me, man. Not for me for tweets of the week, man. So Greg, got any final thoughts here, man, before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I dropped one. Men's tennis punched their indoor tickets. Beat the number. I think Mississippi State was number 9 in the country, I want to say. So they did it. They had a nice weekend. I don't know what the women did if they played this past weekend. I do know that I didn't see what happened. Anyone catch what happened to Diana Schneider in the finals for her? She was in the finals for doubles at Australian Open. I didn't see what she ended up doing. I kind of missed that, but
I haven't really followed much because I mean I follow her. I mean like singles should start up here soon, or at least the single highlight matches for her, so it should start here soon. But
yeah, she lost in the round. She lost in the round of third round, I think, at the Australian Open. But allegedly, we have a Friday night spring game.
Really?
Allegedly. Well, so the Coach Faulkner dropped that tweet, and I saw it from you, Michael, and then he deleted it. But then Corey Smith reported it as a thing. So
why did Faulkner tweet about it?
He was just tweeting
about to like recruits. It was the full spring
schedule.
So like when they can have recruits on campus and stuff. And
I'm sorry. You said Faulkner. I think of Eddie Faulkner,
no,
coach. So
but
that's my guy. That was my guy during state, man.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I guess he's the recruiting director or coordinator. Or
no, that's happened before, where basically, Annabelle and the comm team tries their best to basically get like a cool graphic out and basically with exact wording out to all the staff and coaches to basically be like, all right, everybody at this time will tweet exactly this. But sometimes the coach or whoever it is doesn't quite get. It's happened before.
I think it was DeForest, right? This safeties coach. He tweeted out the full schedule.
Yeah,
you got it. Yep. And I was like, ooh, crap. Well, because we I remember we actually retweeted that or took the graphic and used it. And we actually got a message from Annabelle being like, hey, can you take that down? We were like, it's gonna do any good, but sure, we'll take it down. But it's
once
already
it's out
there.
Yeah, once it's out there, people are taking screenshots and it's forever.
It's out there.
I know people realize, but the internet is forever.
And it's like it's not some big secret. It's the football schedule.
Yeah, I was kind of frustrated with it because I love going to everything, and sometimes it just doesn't allow me to, and so I'll be at baseball because that counts, and spring football doesn't. But I kind of wish they would have maybe done it at noon or at 1 o'clock on that Saturday. But oh well. Did anyone see Bill Belichick's pants today in his photo with his recruit?
I mean,
I haven't been keeping tabs on his pants.
Quite. That is the most stylish Bill Belichick has looked in 50 years.
Stylish. I don't know. I somehow these things end up on my feed. I don't ask for them, but I guess people that I know, comment or do something, so they end up in my feed. But it looked pretty ridiculous.
It was like the half shin pants, right? Like it came up like halfway his shin.
Yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah, it was a great look for a 78-year-old man.
Hey, Greg, when you're 78, man, you could be looking like that, man.
Hell no,
It's not better.
No, I'll still be rocking shorts. I have no style. So
I love it. Carson, any final thoughts here for you, man?
Not at the moment.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he's gonna hold with judgment until after the game.
Yep,
that's right. No, which if we beat Duke, then all those listening to this tomorrow are gonna be like, y'all just wait. But
by the way, that 2 Roosters promotion for every road win, you buy one get one free. That is like the greatest marketing plan ever. They've never had to pay.
Haven't had to give out any ice cream.
Maybe they just maybe they just revise it.
Yeah. I mean, right now, and I mean, the line went up to 22.5 actually right now. Duke's now 22.5 point favorite. So, yep. And ESPN Match Indicator has them as a 96.4 chance.
So you're saying there's a 4%
chance. So hey, we have a 3.6% chance to win. So, and the money line, Michael, just in case you're interested, is plus 2,500 for State. So
I don't even understand what that means. What does that mean?
25 to 1.
That means if you bet $100, you would win $2,500 if State wins.
Wins or covers?
Wins.
Oh, so money line they have to win then.
Yeah. Money line you have to win.
So the money line you're taking the winner.
Correct.
Yeah. Got it. This is why I don't do these things, because I have such an addictive personality. I just stay away from it.
So the game is supposed to be on ESPN, and they have golf on right now.
Nice.
Yeah, they pushed it back, I think.
They
pushed the tip off. They just didn't move it to like ESPN News.
It's on ESPN
8:38. Well, I guess that should be now.
Yeah, it's on ESPNU now.
Yeah, I think they're really trying to figure out. Are we sure we want to watch this bloodbath? Are we sure?
No, I would rather watch putt or whatever
Tiger's on.
Yeah, it's not even real golf.
It's not even real golf. It's simulator golf.
Yeah.
No, that was kind of interesting. I did watch it the first night, and I was like, this is kind of cool. But
and actually, one thing I want to talk about before we wrap it up here, since tip off hasn't happened yet, is Joe Tooney the only Pac Pro in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think
yeah.
I did a technician article about Pac Pros in the playoffs, and so
there you go.
He's the only one.
I know, which I mean is hilarious because that's how he was at State. He spent some time at center, spent most of his time. I would say half of his time at tackle, half of his time at guard.
Yeah.
So really kind of went back because he's actually I remember in 2013 he actually started at right tackle versus Vic Beasley. That was his first start at tackle was against Vic Beasley from Clemson, which was like, oh boy. So quite the task, but hey, I mean, Vic Beasley I don't even know where he is now. And now
I don't think he's in the league anymore. He was Atlanta, but I think that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Carson, I'm going to be lazy, though I will click on the article to give you click credit. But real quick, how many times is this now for him? Is this 7 Super Bowls?
Appearances?
That he's played in? That he's played in? Or is he just trying to win?
Is it 7?
He's been on the Chiefs for
2 years, right? Not all 3.
No, longer. I was gonna say I think he's played in 4 with the Chiefs and maybe 2 with the Patriots.
Oh, is it the other way around? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's at least 6 then, right?
Yeah. It's at least 7.
I think it's 6 or 7. That's
it's
insane.
A lot. It's a lot.
It's insane.
Well, because it's at least 4 with the Chiefs, and I'm pretty sure it's at least 3 with the Patriots because he won 2 with the Patriots. I think he was in a third, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's 7 because it was. I just looked it up. He was drafted in 16, so that's 16, 17, and 18, and then on the Chiefs,
he's got to be
this one, the previous one, and then the previous 2. That's 3, and then Chiefs Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's got to be like top 5 for most Super Bowl appearances.
Probably up there.
He's up there. Yeah,
I know like Brady had the most, and then I know like the dude that played for he played at JMU and they played for the Cowboys and 49ers. He was a defensive lineman, and I'm kind of just blanking on his name right now. He's in the Hall of Fame, but he's been at like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Well,
Rice
I mean,
a bunch.
And I mean, he's still in his prime. So I mean, he's still got another 4 or 5 years probably if he wants it. So I mean, if he can, I mean, especially if he stays with the Chiefs and under Patrick Mahomes' 10-year deal, I mean, easily see another 1 or 2 appearances in Super Bowl once again. It's crazy. Like players just dream. I mean, Josh Allen. I mean, like Josh Allen wishes he was a quarter of what Joe Tooney is right now. So
yeah. So Tom Brady is now with this Super Bowl, Tooney will now be in second place all by himself for the most Super Bowl appearances.
Wow,
that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. Hey, that's honestly probably one of the coolest Pac Pro stats maybe we've ever had. Honestly,
yeah.
That's pretty.
And the guy I was thinking about was Charles Haley. He'd been to 5, so that was like there's a big chunk of 5, mostly all Patriots, and then there's a couple that are above 5. There's 2 above 5, but they both had Patriot ties. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we're down 2-0. 19 minutes, 1 minute in. So
All right, we're holding them. Only 2 points in the first.
Ooh, 3 point from Dontrez. Let's go. 3 points. Three from Dontrez.
All right, call the game. Lights need to go out.
Final score 3-2. And hey, of all the things too, a 3-pointer to start off the scoring for State after all we just talked about.
Yep, of course.
Who had that
on their bingo card for tonight?
Nobody.
All right, well, let's go watch some hoops and figure out what our schedule is going to look like. This will be fun.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So Wolfpack Nation, again, if you haven't already, again, make sure to do us a big favor. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Give us a follow, Tuffy Talk Now, Twitter, Instagram, and also to make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well. Hit that notification bell again. But we really do appreciate everybody tuning in here with us. Greatly appreciate y'all. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to us. And again, we'll see y'all soon. Hopefully, celebrate a big, crazy, phenomenal upset. So with that being said, as always, go Pack, y'all, and beat Duke.
Go Pack.